Gelernt, and the fight against family separation. In 2018, under the Trump administration zero-tolerance immigration policy, thousands of immigrant children were forcibly separated from their parents at the U.S.-Mexico border, even those seeking asylum legally. Infants and toddlers were taken with no notice. Parents were left with no information on where their children had gone or how to get them back. Gelernt, deputy director of the ACLU's Immigrant Rights Project, filed a federal class action lawsuit, Ms. L versus ICE, to stop the practice and demand reunification of families. What the government did was unconscionable. There was no plan to reunite these families, no system, no tracking. It was chaos by design, said Gelernt. Legal challenge. Gelernt argued that family separation violated the constitutional right to due process, the guarantee that all people, including immigrants, must be treated fairly under the law. The suit asked the court to end family separation, order the immediate reunification of children with their parents, and require the government to create a tracking and accountability system. Outcome. In June of 2018, a federal judge ruled in favor of the ACLU. The court stated that the government must stop the separations, ordered family reunification, and declared the practice unconstitutional and deeply harmful. This landmark case forced the government to acknowledge its failure and began reconnecting families. However, the process was slow and incomplete. To this day, hundreds of children remain separated, and the ACLU continues to search for missing family members. We're talking about children taken from their parents' arms without explanation and with no idea when they might see them again. That's not who we are or who we should be as a country, Gelernt said. The emotional stakes. The case revealed not just policy failure but a moral crisis. Many separated children suffered severe psychological trauma. Some parents were deported without their children. Others still don't know where their children are. This will go down as one of the most shameful chapters in our country's history, and we're still not finished cleaning it up, Gelernt. The emotional weight of the case has stayed with Gelernt, who has called it the most painful legal battle of his career. Legacy and impact. Gelernt's case is now widely recognized as a defining moment in modern civil rights litigation. It exposed the cruelty of anti-immigrant policies and reminded the public of the power of the courts to protect the vulnerable. His work not only challenged immigration enforcement policy, it galvanized public outrage and inspired a broader conversations about how America treats newcomers and children. As Gelernt says, the rule of law is not just words, it's lives, continued threats to civil liberties. The fight is far from over. In 24-25, reports of renewed ICE raids across the U.S. cities, including raids on schools, workplaces, and even churches, have raised serious concerns among legal scholars and immigrant rights advocates. These operations often involve warrantless detentions and the targeting of individuals based solely on appearance or ethnicity, further eroding constitutional protections. Despite legal precedents affirming due process, many immigrants are denied access to attorneys, held in remote detention centers, or deported without fair hearings. This ongoing disregard for the Constitution underscores why Lee's legal fight against the separation remains so significant. His case laid the groundwork for challenging the federal government's abuse of power and served as a beacon for defending the fundamental rights of all people, regardless of citizenship status. As Gelernt warned, if we let constitutional violations happen to some, they will happen to all. Next is Mariam Saeed, who's going to tell us about an abortion case concerning Bridget Amiri, the senior litigator on abortion rights. She stepped in when a 17-year-old immigrant detained by the government was being denied access to abortion care. Let's listen to what she has to say.